Hello everybody and greetings from Hamburg. We're today at Chefrock Studios and I am joined by Joona Björkroth and Juuso Soinio from the band Battle Beast. We're actually on tour together at the moment. We've been touring Europe for the past 2 weeks together in a tour bus. Me with my own band, I'm playing in a band called Induction and we've been doing support for Battle Beast's Circus of Doom headliner tour. And yeah, how are things going? How's the tour going for you? Because for me, it's been going very well. I've been having a great time playing all these cool shows, supporting a cool band like that. And yeah, how's it going for you guys?
Well, I think this is one of the best tours we've ever had, like financially and like big crowds, big places. So it's cool to see that like we're like getting there, getting like to the big halls and selling them out. So this has been a very cool tour.
Yeah, I would say the same. It's been a relief after the COVID and all that stuff. We had a smaller tour before where ticket sales were pretty okay, but not like super great. And now on this tour, it was a surprise for everyone that actually everything went even better than we expected. So yeah, it's been great.
I can definitely tell. I see all the behind the scenes stuff happening and I'm surely happy for you that it's going so well and happy to be a part of that. And I wanted to talk today a bit more about guitar parts and this video should be guitar focused. And I'm playing this Ibanez IZ right now through my beloved Blackstar amp. And yeah, what are you playing through today?
Yeah, I'm affiliated with Ibanez, been since 2015, so this is my RG and it looks a bit played as it is. I've had this guitar since 2019. It's a standard Japanese RG with a cool paint. And then I have a J Custom on this tour, 2 guitars, both 6 strings E standard and normal pickups, tone zone in the bridge, and I rarely use anything else than the bridge pickup.
Yeah, and you can tell it's been played a lot, and
yes.
You can really feel like the history when I played this guitar, and it's still new. I mean, you've had it since 2019, right?
It's
quite new.
Yeah, it's quite new, but we also do some heavy touring with it, so it looks a bit more old than it actually is. But there's also no finish on this; it's only paint, so that's why it comes off. And these I've lost years ago, and that I have to change. It shouldn't be that color because the color is a bit ugly, but okay. I think it looks funny, so I'm keeping it.
I think it's cool.
Did it turn like that, or how?
No, it should be like this.
Okay.
The same color as this, but I didn't find one in this color, so I bought that, and it looks.
So this is already the second.
Yes,
you replaced this one already.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is the 3rd bridge I'm playing, and it already looks a bit destroyed. But I'm quite hard-handed sometimes. Yeah. With my playing.
Yeah, and it's set up great, and I think you're using 9 to 46 strings, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it plays great. And how about you?
Yeah, I'm working together with a Dutch company called Vandermeij guitars, and this is a custom-made guitar from them, or it's actually one person shop from him, and. Yeah, everything is custom. There is, I don't even remember, what do I have? Corina body, I think. Then something root in the top, maybe poplar root, I think so. And then a maple neck, which is roasted maple neck, I think similar to that guitar, probably. Yeah. And Fishman is in Fluence.
That's Fluence, yeah.
And these are the ceramic ones.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's about it. This is also like it's very new guitar, but it's already getting some pretty bad bumps here because of the touring.
That's how it should be. That's some history, some mojo in the guitars.
Yeah.
And most importantly, you've got a reverse headstock there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also really cool.
That was a hard choice. Like this guy has like 2 different choices, like either headstock where you have tuners on both sides, or the reverse one. This was the newer design from him, so I decided to kind of support the new design and took the reverse one.
Yeah. The reverse is actually pretty good, like ergonomically, in my opinion. I don't have a single guitar with one, but then I try. It's like better than to have your hand Everyone sees you're tuning this guitar, but if it's reversed, you can like secretly tune it.
Yeah, it's always I have a few headstocks, and it always kind of I have to get used to tuning the different headstocks. So sometimes if I have like a guitar with 3 tuners here and then 3 tuners on the other side, depends on the guitar really. But you also play 7-string, right?
Yeah, this is a 7-string. Actually, our songs are mostly not done for 7-string, but there happen to be a lot of songs which have a suitable, like what's the word? The savallai.
Suitable key. Or arrangement maybe.
Or arrangement, where you actually can use the 7-string pretty nicely there.
So you're using them in the live set, actually?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's mostly not on the album.
But there's actually some on the album too.
Like
some really small things that needed that, but it's not like written for 7-string per se.
Yeah, so you stay with that 6-string and it still works out nicely if he's on the 7-string.
Yeah, then we can do this like, for instance, if you take the low B chord, like the so I can fake it.
Right.
Yeah, true.
And it sounds
quite the same.
You do like
so you do the double thing there, and it sounds massive. Actually, it sounds even bigger than on 2 7-strings because there's lots of different harmonics going on and stuff like that. So we do that at times.
Yeah, that's really cool because I also play 7-string in our set. I just brought my 6-string because my 7-string is in E flat, and we're all in E standard, so it was just easier to bring a standard guitar. But I also enjoy playing the 7-string songs, and as you said, it sounds massive. The big B chord.
Yeah.
And especially your first song from the latest record, Circus of Doom. It starts off with that super cool riff, and I've been watching the show almost every day, something like that. But and they always start with Circus of Doom, the title track of their latest record. It came out in 2022, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the show just starts off big, and I love watching it every night. I'm still not tired of it. And you start off with this super heavy riff, right? Maybe you could show us how Circus of Doom, how you start off that song.
Yeah, sure.
And maybe show me the riff and see how.
So that riff is actually a prime example of this fake 7-string thing, because we play like this. So basically you'd play like E, F, E, F, E, F, but since I have a 6-string, I play. So I play double.
Right.
Like
so
that.
But this is actually an E.
Yeah, it's an E, the riff. Yeah.
Okay.
And he also does the same.
Yeah, I've been playing the same. But I could actually play from here.
Yeah.
With the low D.
Yeah. So, the whole riff is something like this. Should we try it?
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4.
But anyway, the ending is pretty hard actually.
It's they're really hard, like, because you have always 2, so you go, and the tempo is far more than that.
That part is pretty difficult.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But it's a funny riff, and it's like gets you in a mood per se when you start to play the show, and you're okay, I need to focus. Very hard.
And you don't pick that a lot.
Yeah, I do.
Because I see you always go like, don't pick it.
Yeah, if you watch our sound check, I'm like, that's impossible. But then when I'm live, I'm saying, I need to still play for 90 minutes after this song. So then I.
Okay.
Many times. It depends on the day. If I'm it feels like the down picking, then I do it. Because rest of the song too.
Yeah, there's down picking a lot.
It's basically whole song only down picking.
Yeah.
So you need to reserve your energy in a sense to like get it going.
It's that first song is pretty difficult actually if you have had a break.
Yeah.
Because if you start kind of like too hard, then your wrist will actually really worn out in like 1 minute, and then you realize that damn, there's still like 2 minutes left. It's like, what do I do?
Yeah, especially with the down picking, I feel like that's really some sport.
It is.
And sometimes it really depends on the day. Sometimes I can also do it because we also start with Born from Fire, which is also not that easy. I think now that I've played it a few more times, I know it really well. But at first I wanted to play it also with down picking only. The riff goes like... But I started out playing that with down picking only, and I just did it with alternate picking because it kind of influences the sound and of course makes it a bit easier to play if you start off live and you move, like of course now it's super easy to play sitting down, but then you go on stage and all the energy and all the lights and the people, and then suddenly you realize, oh, okay, so that makes it a bit easier. But I also, like I said, depending on the day, I like to play it with down picking, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of used to doing alternate picking now, but yeah, it's a cool exercise. But I really see the sport that kind of goes into that, and I actually have to train that, like train some down picking, and I also can't do it all the time. Yeah. But yeah, it's a great show start, I'd say. For me, I love Born from Fire, starting our show with that song, and I love when you come in with the Circus of Doom, and then you see, because the stage is always super dark. Like, go to their show, it's really worth it. It's dark on stage, and suddenly you see like Nora in the middle, and that's just, and you guys are there headbanging, and that's massive.
Yeah.
And then after the first song, you go straight to
the heart.
Straight to the heart.
Straight to the heart.
Yeah, which is from your 2017 record, right?
Yeah.
Bringer of Pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also a banger.
Yeah, it's a kind of fan favorite.
Yeah, and it's kind of also an important song.
Yeah.
It's like after the big changes in our band,
Right.
with the songwriting and all that. I think that was first song which gave me some hope, that I kind of realized that this will actually work.
Yeah.
When I heard the demos, and I was like, this is actually a good song. Like this is gonna be good.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah,
I think we recorded like the demo guitars at my house or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got lots of solos too. Like, I think there's a dual solo that you guys always play, and an outro solo, so lots of shred action. And maybe we could try to break that down or play it.
Yeah, let's jump into it.
Yes.
Let's try.
Yeah. I need to maybe switch the sounds, find a real right foot to do it. So we start with my solo, the duo solo.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
It's
Okay, then
a D minor.
D minor, yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it.
What's the
How
time?
did the rhythm go?
Doesn't matter, something like. Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 and 2, and 1, 2, 3.
And then back into chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the actually dual solo.
Yeah, which is that one was in D minor, but
D,
the song
yeah.
is actually in A minor, right?
Yes.
You have some sort of key changes in your
Yeah,
songs
and the riff
happening.
is in F sharp.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
So it's a very complicated song, but it's not complicated for it.
It's not really complicated.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
I think we have a couple songs which have that kind of.
Yeah, we have many
setup.
songs that
Yeah.
like change the like chords during during different parts in the song, because it's easier to uplift the part
Yeah.
if you modulate up.
Yeah,
In a sense.
it's a nice, like, you have those 4 chords, but you keep modulating them, which creates a nice little
Yeah.
twist to those 4 chords they're often in use.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're great 4 chords, but it's still a nice way, like key changes to create a song.
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool how it switches. And then I think the outro solo is in
B.
B minor. So you start off the song like
Yeah.
that's F sharp.
Yeah. And the
Solo.
chorus goes to A. And then solo part, C part or whatever is in D minor. Then back to chorus in A. And then the final solo / Nora's screams thing is in
That's like the classic Eurovision ending.
Yeah, yes. And
Yeah.
add some double bass. Do you want to shred it?
Yeah, we can try.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
try.
There is one
That's B
impossible
minor, right?
part, but
B minor, yeah, let's go straight to B minor.
Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
yeah, okay.
That was fine.
Yeah. I
That
love
was
that
like
part.
a live, very much live take.
No, but I think that sounded cool.
Yeah, but yeah, I wrote there like one part which I probably never played live, like correctly. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Like this part, there's a.
Yeah,
It's
the
like-
jump is
It's impossible to hit it like correctly live. It's impossible to hit it now.
With the slides, you mean?
Yeah,
that's-
it slides in and like. Yeah.
Yeah, but that.
There's
No, you played it.
Yeah, something like that. But
No,
it's
you played it.
it's impossible live.
Okay, can you play it a little slower?
Yeah, it would go like. So
That's insane.
yeah, the point is just to get those sliding noises there. It sounds kind of cool. Like
Yeah, but that sounds like no one actually knows what's happening, but it goes like
yeah,
this.
it has this,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's nice. But it's like honestly, never played it live. It's not possible.
Actually, you have played it live. You just don't remember.
Yeah, I just played it live like this.
And I think there's that one ascending lick you do at the end before the right before the end.
Yeah, like the Yngwie Malmsteen thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you do that slower? I always wanted to figure that one out.
I was worried you asked me to do it faster. But yeah, slower,
No,
sure.
we do slower
Yeah.
here.
So it is this Yngwie Malmsteen thing where you do the same pattern, which is this,
Right.
and you just move. Yeah, and then you move the same idea one note at a time. Yeah. Yeah. And well, this one ends. But then there is also the sliding noise, kind of. A little bit depends. You can either fake it and like not even pick the first
Yeah.
note, or you can kind of do both and you still get a little bit of this sliding noise.
I want to try that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's hard because you need to pick like a second after you slide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty hard. Oh fuck. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And that's really powerful just to end it like that.
Yeah.
I love that lick, but it is
Yeah.
a little bit difficult.
Yeah, but also playing solos live is
Very difficult.
really
actually.
hard, especially when you hear it with the in-ears. I'm personally not a fan of in-ears, even though everyone's like, in-ears are the best. How do you feel about this?
Well, in-ears are honest. Like
True.
you actually hear what you're playing. Like that can be a good or a bad thing. For instance, if Jimi Hendrix had in-ears in his 60s, he probably not would have liked it at all because so much of the shows was so chaos, and energy. And if you do that chaos kind of improvisation thing, then I don't know if they are good for you. But if you play in a metal band with 6 people and everything is written and everything has to be as good as possible, they definitely work in your favor. That there's this thing called oral claustrophobia you get when you start using in-ears.
Okay.
And that will make you startle because you actually hear every scrape of your pick. But then in time, you have a very difficult time playing without them because you actually don't hear anything, to be honest. Anything.
I took them out yesterday for soundcheck because I didn't have them and I played soundcheck without.
Yeah.
And I was just feeling it.
Yeah, but then you really don't hear.
Yeah, no,
what you're
I
playing.
didn't hear anything,
Yeah.
but it was more fun because I had live
Yeah.
drums on stage and of course no stage, no
Yeah.
real stage sound because stages are mostly quiet nowadays.
Like if they kill your show, that you only have to sit like this and play like perfectly, and then that starts to add up to your like being afraid and stuff, then they don't work for you. Then you need a different kind of solution. But my personal advice to anyone would be that take those in-ears and play, and then like practice enough that you can be comfortable and also be comfortable by hearing your mistakes.
Yeah.
Because the crowd don't really notice so much still.
Yeah, it will help a little bit if sometimes you can hear the actual mix from the outside. Like first when you play with in-ears, everything sounds pretty bad and dry and all that, and you start to doubt like, is this like what the audience hears? But you need to hear like some recording from the audience, and then you kind of realize that yeah, actually the guitar is not even that loud there. And then you kind of start to build this trust that yeah, of course you have to trust the sound engineer also. And yeah, then it gets kind of better. I wouldn't play without in-ears basically anything anymore.
Yeah.
I
neither.
definitely prefer with in-ears.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you don't hear your mistakes, then you're basically also kind of just lying to yourself.
Yes.
It's just like they are still there, but you just don't hear them, and playing is worse.
Yeah.
So it's better to hear them, and then of course also to learn to accept that there is, especially on live shows, there will be mistakes always, and it's not such a big deal.
No.
Actually.
Actually, it might even make the show more interesting. Because if you play perfectly, of course I try to play perfectly every night, but I don't. And sometimes the mistakes are a bit funny though. And that's also something that if someone spots there like, okay, but it's not like, it's another thing to have a bad show that you actually play the whole show like shittily if something's going on with you or something. That's a different story. Then the in-ears will definitely kill you. But if there's mistakes here and there, that's part of live music. If you go to listen to good classical recordings with master pianists, they have wrong notes there. And they can still be the best recording of something.
Yeah, I think the attitude is really important. You need to
Yes.
have a good attitude and play with attitude.
Yeah.
And yeah, just have a good show energy.
Yeah.
And it gets better the more you play live.
Yes.
And even on this tour, I feel like now the shows are kind of like getting better and you're comfortable on stage every night. The first show, I mean, they were okay. And you know, first shows you're like you want to get on stage. But then you can see it getting better. And I definitely feel more comfortable on stage. I never really got nervous before this tour, but you know, you get used to the movements more. It feels more natural to be on stage. And especially you guys have been playing together for like you've been in a band since 2017, right? 2015. Okay.
That's a long time ago, actually.
You founded the band, so you were
I
in there.
was together with the original founder, and kind of with Pyry. Pyry was also like we have been like since the very beginning, and yeah, I'm the only person on the planet who has played all Battle Beast shows live.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is actually quite crazy, and now I'm really scared that I get like super sick or something, that I have to, you know, stop this strike. But so far, pretty cool.
Yeah, and you can tell that you just play together really well, and the show is like really well done. There are also some really cool rhythm guitar parts in there, because I feel like rhythm guitar is always so underrated. You know, of course we all want to shred, and I love that too, but I also love some really good rhythm guitar playing, some really tight, you know, the right hand is super important on this, the picking. And you guys have some cool parts. For example, King for a Day, one of your hit songs. It's got a really cool rhythm part and
Main
really
riff.
good groove, especially with the 4 on the floor beat
Yeah.
behind it. And maybe you could show us that, like some good tight rhythm guitar
Let's
playing.
play. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's really
King
cool.
for a Day.
Yeah, that's one of those. It's similar to just almost all Janne's songs are like that.
Yeah.
You have to play this.
Yeah, he likes to write the grooves.
Yeah. There's almost always that down picking thing which breaks your hand. Or
more or
doesn't
less.
break it, but it's like getting tiring to the hand.
And that's usually the rhythm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like the Master of Illusion is very similar.
Yeah, Master of Illusion has also got really cool.
Yeah, it's a similar kind of song with riffs, like very tight rhythm guitar. And then whatever
I didn't
happens.
realize that you're playing from here. You're playing from here.
Yeah, I play the first riff from here, but the verse is from. Yeah. But you can play it also to get more spank.
Spank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like to play it from here. It's convenient somehow.
Yeah, but also in King for a Day there are some really cool licks in there, especially I think in the verse.
The dirty
there's
lick.
one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah. It's pretty hard to.
to find the real one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's hard. Those are also hard to get live sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes you fail then.
Yeah, but also those fast little licks in the verse.
Yeah, these ones.
These are really cool.
Like. And it comes.
Yeah. Is that like some Eric Johnson?
You know, more or less, yeah, because it's pentatonic and
Yeah.
like 6 tuplets, so yeah.
6 tuplets. Okay.
Yeah, so it's very much like Eric Johnson style.
Yeah, personally, I think I heard you talk about Eric Johnson. Is that like kind of one of your main influences,
He
or
is, maybe.
where do you come from, like as a guitar player?
Yeah, I had a white Stratocaster before this Ibanez thing, and I was a huge Eric Johnson fan. So that's probably how I wanted to sound when I was young. But then I started doing more metal music and stuff. But I played some of his songs back in the day. I don't know any of them anymore, but I did like practice, and I love to listen to the liquid style, and the liquidness is my thing, that you try to play as seamlessly as possible, and I think he's one of the best guitarists with
For
that
sure.
kind of expression, that the notes are not like super harsh or something, that they just flow. The flow is insane. So yeah, I'm a huge Eric Johnson fan.
Yeah, I love the quintuplet thing. I kind of stole that from him. I really love that. And that was 6 tuplets though, right?
Yeah,
King
there
For A
were
Day Riff.
6 tuplets, yeah.
Yeah, but I love Trail of Tears.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Cliffs of Dover, and his picking is just so clean, and such a great player for sure. But how about you? You mentioned Yngwie Malmsteen as one of the influences, or where do you come from as a guitar player?
Yeah, like what I actually play. Like I love Eric Johnson, but I actually don't know a lot of his licks and stuff. So I don't really play that stuff a lot. I think most of things that I play are basically like Yngwie Malmsteen, Paul Gilbert, and some maybe like Michael Romeo things. And then from the more recent guitarist, like Andy James is one big influence. Like, like influence in a way that I actually use some stuff that he's from his videos.
Yeah.
It's basically Yngwie Malmsteen licks are like these. And then like this, that kind of thing. Then like Paul Gilbert things are these. Things. And then I think from Andy James I stole this, like these 2 notes per string. For example, like any 2 notes per string with 2 strings, like. But from one of his videos, I learned like this, that he's starting like with the upstroke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I always like wondered like how people can play those so fast. If you try starting with the downstroke, I never got it. But then like after one day, like I watched this video and I was like, really? And then I tried, and after one day I was like, okay, I got it. Like, and then he's doing also these like, you can jump these groups of 4 notes in octaves. For example, if you take these and then you move downward, and then one more, and then stuff like that.
I do that so much, the 2 strings per note thing.
Yeah, I love that.
Strokes, yeah.
And that was really like, but I never got it like how are guitarists doing that until I saw that video, like starting with upstroke, and I was like, wow, this is like magic.
Yeah.
But that's definitely stolen or learned from Andy James' video.
Yep.
Yeah, there are small differences that change and make it easier. That you have to adjust.
Yeah.
But this starting upwards with these 2 note things, it's so strange that it also works like when you're going which one is it? Ascending, like when you are going upwards. Like if you go this way. It's still like easier starting upwards than if you start like downwards.
Yeah, because
Just kind of
naturally you
change.
want to have your pick this.
Yeah, it's
This
because
way.
of the pick slanting.
Yeah.
kind
If
of.
you are on the down strings, it's harder to play them with the rhythm slant. So you naturally turn your pick. So that's why everything like here is easier if it's that way around. Because if you start it this way, it works, but you need to know to play it like this then, and that's what people don't remember or know.
This might be a reason, for example, why. What is the guy? The Megadeth guitarist.
Marty Friedman.
Why he's
this.
playing like this.
Yeah, he is
I think
playing
it
like
is-
this.
It is probably like the pick slanting, and I would guess that he is playing like
Yeah.
starting downwards because then his pick is in.
Yeah, if
good
his pick
position
is
for
like that, then yeah. That's
Yeah.
the whole pick slanting discussion. It's a very helpful tool for anyone struggling with those things, in my opinion.
Yeah, so you actually you use pick slanting a lot.
Yeah.
You think about it a lot.
Yeah, like all my more difficult solos are planned
Okay.
with slants in mind, because otherwise they're impossible. Like
Yeah.
by far, if I know what way I start, I need to like have a quick break before I start the next one. In a sense, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, sure it does. So you really think about, okay, what angle is my
Yeah,
pick and
yeah, yeah,
how
yeah,
can
yeah.
I play
Yeah.
more ergonomically or cleaner?
Yeah, and like focus on your strengths. I'm an upward slander. I always play with the pick like this.
Down.
No, this is down.
down.
This is
and
up.
Okay, you're not.
So
I
that's
think
why I have this sound that I play with. So all my stuff is like planned, so that I don't need to switch the pick to other like slants.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. How about you? Do you think about it or do you plan it?
I do nowadays, but I learned about pick slanting very late, like
Okay.
just like some years ago.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know that such thing exists, and there was, it
Quite
made some
ready.
things like it was also like magic. Like I would say that I didn't do much progress in playing for many years, and then I learned about pick slanting, and it in almost instantly like changed some things into much
Yeah.
better, much cleaner.
Yeah.
You're able to kind of play cleaner and also hit the notes harder if you want, if you want that kind of sound. So that's definitely something for anyone watching. If you don't know about pick slanting, then you should go to YouTube and check it out. It's important stuff.
Yeah. How did you start approaching the pick slanting? What are some good ways to start on this? Because I kind of know the concept, and I try not to think too much about it. Like to kind
So
of,
I think the easiest way of doing it, like when you have a string change, either if you change your string to a downstroke, then you need to be downward slanting. If you switch your string with an upstroke, you need to be upward slanting.
right. Yeah.
Because the pick goes, like for instance in a lick like. So like that's really fast, but the only way of doing it fast is with an upward slant, because I switch upstroke, 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 upstroke. So I naturally skip all excess movement, so then you can do it fast. And it's the same with down, that if you have like downward thing, then you need to have it downward slanted. So upstrokes changes with an upward slant, downstrokes with a downward.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the point that you know, when you end the thing on one string, you naturally kind of jump the pick
Yes.
out.
To the next.
Otherwise, if you're holding it here, you will have to do like another movement
Yeah,
to kind
like
of
a
jump out of the string.
Yeah.
But with the slanting, you are already out, on the last note on that string, and you're ready to change to next string. But then, of course, in some, it doesn't work. It only works like really well for these fast kind of symmetrical things. Because then if you have something where you have like 2 notes there and 3 notes there and so on, it will become too impossible to just like kind of consciously think about it.
Yeah, and you should like have this small movement that be like active to see that where the pick feels good, but like the pure mechanical concept is that you're not on the wrong side of the string if you want to go to that string, because then you have to push through the string and it sounds like
Yeah, it's hard to avoid.
Yeah, that's definitely something that makes shredding easier to actually think about it until it becomes second nature, until you don't think about it anymore.
Yeah, I think many players use pick slanting without knowing.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. For a fact, most.
And then they probably avoid licks, for example, which they kind of, if they don't naturally do the right slant, then they start avoiding those licks. So, but then it helps. Like if you want to be like super good player, then you should know about that and kind of learn also those ones which don't come naturally.
Yeah, especially for those fast runs. That you do. For example, you start Eden, one of your songs, with that kind of fast run, right?
Yeah, it's like the first run, like is a. So if
is that a string skipping?
Yes, very Andy Jamesy. So, and that's an upward slanter. Because I'm already here when I want that note.
Okay.
If I play it like this, I would be here, even though I need to be there.
Yeah.
So that's why I need to up slant it. And then play the solo.
Yeah, there are some really cool licks in there. Maybe you could break some of them down.
Yeah, I can try, but I need some rhythm accompaniment from you
Okay,
guys.
so then let's do
You
it.
want to play the whole thing?
Let's try it.
We're in C minor, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it.
Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There you go.
Yeah, that's a killer solo.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. But if it broken down, and then the fast. Yeah. And then from here, I need to do that again. And then. It's actually harder for me to play slow because I performed it so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, there's lots of actual string skipping and slant tricks in that, because you can't do those jumps if your slanting is on the wrong. That's actually a good example for that, yeah. And some tapping and whatever, but like very chordy solo, it follows the chords very, like, I don't know. It's not a pentatonic like rock and roll solo. It's more or less something you'd write with a synth.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah, so because we're in C minor,
Yeah.
you actually follow. You target the.
Yes,
chord
I target.
notes.
Yeah. It's called like lead tone following or something like that in Finland. That you actually hit when the chord changes. You hit a strong note in that chord, and it makes a melody. even though you skip all the shredding. And that, like, for instance, the thing you play before that solo, the that's a like example.
Let's hear that.
That's an example of like lead tone, like choosing in a sense. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And
there is it very strictly like that.
It's a strict, like, in a sense, theoretic way of picking a nice note to every next chord, and it makes this super catchy melody.
Yeah.
I very much use that.
And do you try to you obviously try to keep the chord tones in mind when you write melodies, right? So you take the chord progression and then you really target the chord tones.
Yeah. In a sense, like jazz players do that. They always target the 3rd or the 7th, but in pop music we skip the 7th because it sounds ass. So we target 1st, 3rd or 5th note, and 5th note is not so strong. 3rd is strong, and of course the bass note is strong. So I do very much with the 3rd every time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also for the listener really. It catches the listener more if you pay attention to those chord tones. If you look at the chords and you target them like you do. You were just saying that the 3rd is the most. It's
strong because it colors the chord. If you have a 3rd, like super sad, if you have it like the major 3rd, it's super happy. And then when you play lead on something, you kind of play with one note the chord because you have the bass and the 3rd. So you make a chord with the band, and that's always powerful.
Yeah, and especially if you take the chords away, you can still hear the chords if you play the melody.
Yes, exactly.
And that's so much better for the listener to approach that as a songwriter, to write better melodies.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that would be a good start, like before trying to do something crazy.
Yeah.
It's like just try to do like super strong melody with these like simple rules, like kind of staying inside the rules before you try to break the rules.
Yeah, I'm so much into that thought, because when you set a strict set of rules for yourself, then your mind is not constantly overwhelmed with shit you could do. That focus on strong notes and see where it ends up, because then this is actually a really nice melody, like which was made with these rules. So that's a way of also writing or even improvising if you're really good at improvising. And that's a very good improvising exercise, that you have a chord progression and you find the 3rds and you stick to the 3rds, no pentatonic shred in between.
Yeah, we always want to do that, right?
Yes.
But yeah, that's a good thing for a practice session, to take that kind of chord progression, which is like...
Yeah.
And then start with just finding the 3rd.
Yeah, finding the 3rds and playing a simple melody through the chord changes, and then add something to it, and then switch your octave on the 3rd and see where it leads you. Yeah,
and I think jazz players obviously think like that.
Yes.
But I feel like pop and rock players, they don't really. That's
Not
why
so much.
It sounds often like noodling.
Yeah. Well, there's always like tasteless players, and I like to think that we're not one of them, because we actually think like we have this.
We actually think.
We're not that like. There's these guitarists who play everything they can in one solo. We have like hard solos and stuff, but there's usually some kind of a point. In the thing. I like to think that, but
I would agree. Quite easily. Like it's like you have a lick which you practiced, and then it kind of feels like you have to put it somewhere now that you practice it, but it doesn't necessarily fit. and sometimes you have to let go.
Yes.
You can try, but then you still have to use your ears, and if it just doesn't sound good, then maybe this licks belongs to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but this was super interesting gaining new insights about your songwriting and of course hearing all these solos demonstrated live and also the thought behind it. And yeah, I will surely practice that, like watching the video and stealing all these licks because I think they're
stealing
really
is
cool.
art.
Stealing is art.
Yeah, so thank you so much for taking the time to come to the studio with me today. It was great to squeeze that in our tight schedule. And I think we have to be at soundcheck very soon.
Yes.
We are going to play together, like not together, but at Markthalle in Hamburg. With my band, I will start with Induction, and then we have a cool headline show by Battle Beast. And yeah, this was super fun. And thank you guys for watching. And make sure to catch these guys live.
Yeah, you should.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it surely is.
Yeah.
Bye, thanks.
Bye.
All right.